Hello everyone. Welcome to our channel, where we challenge conventional thinking and explore the mindset shifts that lead to true financial freedom, success, and personal growth. If you're ready to break free from limitations and step into a life of abundance, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the key signs that you've outgrown the middle-class mindset. Let's get started. The middle-class mindset is deeply ingrained in societies around the world, shaping how people approach work, money, education, and personal growth. While the middle class often represents stability and comfort, some individuals reach a point where they feel constrained by the beliefs and behaviors that once seemed essential. If you're experiencing certain shifts in perspective, you may be outgrowing the middle-class mindset and moving toward a more abundant, self-determined way of living. Here are the key signs that you're evolving beyond traditional middle-class thinking. 1. You prioritize wealth over income. The middle-class mindset tends to focus on earning a steady paycheck through employment. If you've started prioritizing wealth accumulation through assets, investments, and multiple income streams rather than just a salary, you've taken a step beyond traditional middle-class thinking. You understand that true financial security doesn't come from working harder for money but from making money work for you. 2. You value time more than money. Middle-class individuals often trade their time for money, believing that working longer hours leads to success. If you've shifted your focus to leveraging your time through passive income, automation, delegation, or strategic investments, you recognize that time is the most valuable resource. Instead of grinding endlessly, you seek ways to maximize returns with minimal direct effort. 3. You see debt as a tool, not a trap. Many people in the middle class fear debt and avoid it at all costs. However, the wealthy understand that debt, when used wisely, can be a powerful tool for growth. If you've started leveraging good debt to invest in assets like real estate, businesses, or stocks instead of simply paying down all debt as quickly as possible, you've evolved beyond the middle-class mindset. 4. You emphasize ownership over employment. The middle-class dream often revolves around securing a stable job with good benefits. But if you've realized that job security is an illusion and have shifted toward business ownership, freelancing, or investments, you've outgrown the need for employment as your primary source of income. You no longer see a job as the ultimate goal but as a stepping stone. 5. You no longer seek permission to succeed. The key aspect of the middle-class mindset is looking for external validation, whether from employers, institutions, or society. If you no longer wait for approval and instead create opportunities on your terms, you've moved beyond this limitation. You take risks, trust your instincts, and forge your own path. 6. You reject scarcity thinking. Middle-class thinking is often driven by fear of loss, leading to conservative financial decisions and reluctance to take calculated risks. If you now operate from an abundance mindset, believing there are limitless opportunities and that wealth is not a zero-sum game, you've made a fundamental shift. 7. You understand the power of networking. The middle class often believes in meritocracy, that working hard alone will lead to success. But if you've realized that success is largely about who you know, not just what you know, you're thinking beyond the middle class. You invest in relationships, build strategic connections, and collaborate with people who elevate your goals. 8. You focus on creating rather than consuming. Middle-class habits often involve heavy consumption, buying the latest gadgets, cars, and expensive vacations to signal success. If you've shifted toward creating value instead, whether through businesses, content, or intellectual property, you've stepped beyond the traditional mindset of working to spend. 9. You have redefined your relationship with education. Traditional middle-class thinking equates formal education with success. If you've realized that real-world skills, experience, and continuous self-education often trump degrees, you no longer see traditional schooling as the only path to success. Instead, you invest in learning that directly benefits your growth and financial future. 10. You are comfortable taking risks. The middle-class mindset values safety, leading people to avoid risks in their careers, investments, and business ventures. If you've become comfortable with uncertainty, understand that failure is a learning opportunity, and take calculated risks regularly, you've moved beyond middle-class risk aversion. 11. You value freedom over stability. The middle class often clings to stability, choosing safe jobs, predictable paychecks, and minimal disruptions. If you now prioritize freedom, the ability to control your schedule, location, and income sources, Over conventional security, you've fundamentally shifted your mindset. 12. You think in terms of systems, not just hard work. Hard work alone rarely leads to extraordinary success. If you've begun building systems that generate income, automate tasks, and scale your efforts, you understand leverage, a concept that the middle class often overlooks. 13. You are unafraid to challenge social norms. Middle class thinking is often shaped by societal expectations. Get a degree, buy a house, and work until retirement. If you've questioned or rejected these norms to carve out your own unconventional path, you've outgrown the need to conform. 14. You invest in yourself. Most middle-class individuals hesitate to spend money on personal growth, seeing it as an expense rather than an investment. If you're willing to invest in mentorship, coaching, courses, and experiences that accelerate your success, you've moved beyond middle-class limitations. 15. You no longer trade time for money. Perhaps the biggest shift is realizing that income should not be directly tied to time spent working. If you're building assets that generate income while you sleep, you've transcended the middle-class mindset. Final thoughts. Outgrowing the middle-class mindset doesn't mean looking down on it, it simply means evolving beyond its limitations. While the middle class provides stability, it often discourages risk-taking, wealth-building, and independent thinking. If you recognize these signs in yourself, you're on the path to a more abundant, self-determined life. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss our latest insights on mindset, wealth, and success. Drop a comment below and let us know, have you noticed any of these signs in your own life? Thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.